I'm not at all worried about it.
I shouldn't be.
You know, because it's always easy to find a job here. But,
Hmm.
you know, like having a reliable paycheck is something that I'm addicted to. You know, instead of like being a
Yeah,
super sub and rolling around and just like subbing all the time because I don't have a
I
scooter
know.
either, you
I
know.
know. Yeah, you're
And
weird
it's,
that way.
yeah, like, it's a hustle gene that I
I,
don't think I had or was taught, you know.
there's a 7-Eleven not 200 meters away, and I jump on my scooter to go to go to that 7-Eleven. I'll walk down the stairs and be like, just so much easier. Jump on the scooter, zip, zip, come back and go back upstairs again.
Yeah, I guess I did that too because it's just a faster version of walking. That's all it is,
Mm,
you know.
it really is. Yeah.
Like, do you
Yeah.
still
That's.
strap on the helmet?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Because
No,
like,
I never. I've never ridden. I used to ride mountain bikes way back in the day,
oh
like
sure.
like race bikes down hills, like proper downhill.
Mm.
And after I pulled a few rocks out of my helmet after a couple of crashes, I don't not wear helmets ever on
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, we're
It's just one of those things.
getting some fuzz sound. You hearing that?
Check, 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 check. I have a fan here. It could be that.
Oh, it's probably that. Yeah. Never heard it before. Is it pointed directly at you?
It is.
Oh,
It's
okay.
hot down here.
All right. Well, we'll deal with that. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have the sound. It doesn't matter anyway. Hey, we're live, dude. We're on the internets.
We're on the internets. Welcome to Critters in Taiwan, a D&D podcast about Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. I am Ben and Gao Sheng.
I'm Tim Taichung.
We're Critters in Taiwan.
Two of them, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right on, man. How you doing now? How's things up there?
Lots of transitional things, switching jobs. I'm starting some drum privates, and you know, got contacted by a new place for a steady paycheck just down the street over here. So things are looking pretty good right now, but it's
Good.
still, you know, it's not set in stone yet. So you know, there's a little limbo, but I think I'll be okay. Worst case scenario, I find some sub jobs and whatever, and maybe a morning kindergarten gig and whatever.
Change comes from within.
Yeah. But yeah, good things are happening. Yeah, I told you that popular Taiwanese band that contacted me about
Yeah,
drumming
that's
for
really
them
cool.
soon.
That's really cool.
They called me last night and they said it's not this band; it's a new project that we want to start, but we're looking for a hard-hitting, awesome drummer. And I'm like, hey, you know, hey, I do that, and they're like, yeah, that's great. We want you. I had
Cool.
I had apprehension because I'm like, well, I'm like 10 years older than the oldest member. You know,
Yeah.
they're like maybe they're looking for like a certain sex appeal because they're female singers, just like this hot young fucking Taiwanese chick with an amazing voice. She's always taking pictures of like the open vest and like you know like perky tits like kind of shining through, and it's like oof, this 41-year-old guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take my glasses off when I perform, but I might not have
you'll
the
be
same
fine.
pull.
You'll be fine. You'll be at the back. It'll be okay.
Yeah, if I'm not sexy enough, they can just tuck me back there and hey, I'm a tucker.
Tuck the tucker.
Yep.
Hey, dude! Tonight we should
going on?
get crack-a-lacking about this. Tonight we're talking about Campaign 3, episode number 97, Ancient Sins.
Okay, not so on the nose as before. In fact, maybe a little bit spoilery.
A little bit cryptic, a little bit spoilery, yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, it could be
We'll see.
spoilery. Yeah.
This is this I think in my mind this refers to Dominox, right?
Right.
That Aorin, dude, I've got so many cool theories about Dominox and what like that was some. Just jump right ahead up to it. I got so many
get in there,
ideas
dive
about
in.
what this thing was. They basically abyssal soul anchored a grand demon to run this engine. So every time they run the engine, it dies, goes back to powers the engine, goes back to the soul anchor, and then just eternally until Ludinus stops the moon, which fucks the ley lines and breaks all the seals, and now he's out.
Right. The pinion of service, they called him.
What? Here's a question for you right off the hop. What happens if Bell's Hells kills him, and it sends him back to the soul anchor, which starts the engine?
Wait a minute. So
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But that's my question.
I got the impression after my second time watching, which just finished just now, right before we started here, was that the pinion of service, it's the only thing that can do this, but it dies while recharging it, but it goes back and it gets regenerated and then comes back and recharges
I think
That's what I thought.
dies while running it. The engine can only run because of his death.
While it's like, okay, it dies and it's like, yum, 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 and then
Yeah,
it goes
it basically
and comes back
it's
and dies.
using him as the energy source. And then he gets zapped back again, and it just continues and continues and continues.
What exactly is a pinion?
I have no idea.
From Final Fantasy games, I thought a pinion was like a brooch or a brooch or whatever people say. Like the like on Game of Thrones they had the hand. I thought that was like a pinion.
Isn't a pinion like a low level like serf kind of a person? Like oh, that's peon. But isn't there another one that's a pinion?
Well, that's your opinion, man.
I got a magic box that's gonna figure this out.
That's how we joke about around here, guys.
Oh, pinning. Nope. Pinion. Pinion gear. Oh,
rack and pinion. Wait a minute. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Well, the pinions. Okay, I forgot about that. That's right. They're the flight feathers on a bird.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so when can't see shit.
No.
So there's a gear ring, and then there's a gear that rolls around inside the ring. That gear inside is called a pinion gear.
Okay. Man, what a really good name for this fucking creature thing.
So if he's inside the machine that's running the machine, then he's the pinion gear.
Yeah, can't run without it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so there's a grand working of things, but without the pinion, it's not gonna rotate. It's not gonna do its job.
Right.
Well, man, I mean, again, there must be a team of people sitting here saying like, "Hey, what about this? What about this?
Sec.
What about this?"
I'm good. I'm still here.
Okay. I blame your new PC, dude.
Hey, I'm back. Okay, cool.
Are you? I see a white screen. Oh, there he is.
Okay. I'm there. Okay, good. I'm back. Sorry. It is, man. It's the ghost in the machine.
Yeah.
It's the pinion in the machine. Dun dun dun.
Who would have known?
Okay,
Yeah.
so no, I don't know. I think I just had this. I had this idea that suddenly as the next because we got the big live show coming up next week. During
Saturday,
the live show,
or this Saturday,
they fight Dominox. I got a bunch of ideas. During the live show, Sam comes back. They fight in mid combat.
What? You're just gonna glaze over that? Yo.
Right. Mid combat, they defeat Dominox. He gets returned to the Soul Anchor, and then the engine starts, and half of Aor rockets flies up into the sky again.
Because he died.
Right.
What's this shit about FCG you're talking about? What?
Sam. I didn't say FCG.
Oh, Sam. Yeah. For the live show, I mean.
Sam's new character shows up. That's
Right.
my theory.
How the fuck would he show up when they're in the depths of Aor? What are you talking about? Come on, man.
Ruby Vanguard. He or champion of somebody else. I think he's coming back as a paladin. I think I said this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you did.
He's coming back as a paladin of vengeance by maybe the Changebringer, maybe somebody else. Who knows? But my theory is that that's what he comes back as, and the god, whoever it may be, sends him down there. I mean, listen, they just got Tevin, right? He opens up and comes in from that portal. So
yeah, that big beast with the two-handed sword with one hand.
Yep.
Like, what do you need? Like, and frankly, she never answered that question. I thought maybe it was like you have to. Oh, geez, is this going to happen throughout the episode? Did I lose you this time? I'm not getting audio. Answering this call will replace your current call on hold. This happened earlier, guys, before we went live. And we're keeping it in because, hey, live stuff happens. Yeah, same thing happened. I'm just going to call him back. This is nightmare, folks. Nightmare incarnate. Oh, there we go.
Maybe.
Oh, can you restart that sentiment?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't either, man. It's a pain in the ass. The same shit happened last week, but in a different way. At least I still have my signal.
That's
This
good.
happened before we went live, where that exact same thing happened, but then it
Yep.
changed my input for what is this called?
OBS.
OBS. And why would that happen? Makes
No idea.
damn sense.
It's again, it's yeah. There's all kinds of connection problems here. I thought I cleared it up on my end, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe I got a little deep dive into do. I thought I had it figured out. Hey, we're back anyway. We're on.
Yeah, whatever.
We're here. We're having technical difficulties. It's fine.
Bear with us.
Okay.
We still got the same stuff to say.
So we get into some rollies.
Yeah, real quick though, before we do that,
Oh, sure.
I tend to be doing that every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So I have written down here as soon as I heard about the opinion of service. Now, first question is, without a rollie,
Mm-hmm.
the opinion of service, that is Dominox?
Must be.
That's what we're kind of like
Right.
assuming, right?
Yes, he's the
Okay.
gear that run inside the engine that's running the thing.
Right, and it runs off the insecurities of motherfuckers.
He feeds off the he's the grand demon of loathing.
Right.
So he feeds off the insecurities of whatever.
Right.
What he
At which
does
point Taliesin
inside
says,
that
"We're
machine-
fucked."
Yeah, that's pretty funny. What he does inside the machine might be something completely different. Like it might just be the fact that he is a grand demon. It doesn't matter what kind he is. It could just be that they're just feeding off the energy that he is.
Right. And one thing I wrote down before they talked about it further was, and this is written down here, but Matthew kind of says it later as they had the Ask the Dead or whatever, you know, where like you ask 5 questions to a dead fucking thing.
Speak with Dead.
Speak with Dead. Thank you. Ask the Dead. It's so eloquent. Where like you know, it was exactly like what they had with like the reverse hand tiger Rakshasa.
Rakshasa, yeah.
Rakshasa.
Raishan.
And the first thought I had was like, okay, but now which one came first, the 7 hells or Aor? So did Aor notice this and be like, oh, let's do this? But they also said if you bring them to the abyss and kill them there, they do not go back to the 7 hells to regenerate. And then they immediately said, like, yeah, that's what the Pinion of Service does. When they die, they go back to the abyss.
Right.
And then, you know, so it just kind of circumvents the whole thing. Now, which one predated which? The plane of
question.
existence or Aor?
Yeah, plane of existence for sure.
You would think so, right? It's
Yeah,
just it's a
you-
natural thing for the plane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
you
Aor would be like, oh, that's kind of
healthy
cool.
assumption that that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. So yeah, I had that note, but I kind of deleted it. So that's not quite
No,
a
no,
rolling
no.
note, but-
That's got a lot we don't know, right? And there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. They're also really going heavy into the cooldown stuff on Beacon as well. I get dribs and drabs of it. People bring it up on the Reddit our Critical Role sub, where this like Matt drops additional lore to them afterwards on the cooldowns. So people talk about that a fair bit, and that's one of the things that he brings up is like the whole idea of who Dominox was, and then the demons versus devil thing, and just to clarify a lot of that stuff.
Man, yeah. So I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that because you know, like Four-Sided Dive.
Yeah, I
Like-
know.
Like if you just watch the show but you don't watch anything else, like
Yep.
it's if you watch Four-Sided Dive, you get supplementary information.
Not much though,
right?
man. Like that.
Not a
the
ton.
Four-sided dive has really turned into more just evergreen stuff, more
Yeah,
like
speculation.
very general things about the characters and about the gameplay and stuff like that. Not the in-depth stuff. This is what they're doing with Beacon. Is they're in the Beacon, the cooldowns that they're releasing are the real deal for the lore and the bits and pieces, the dribs and drabs that you get afterwards.
And I'm not a fan of that. I already subscribe to this
I know.
channel. You want me to subscribe to
Yep.
that one too? It's like, come on, man. I'm sure it's not much, but bro,
Just wait until they pull out of Twitch completely, and they only do the stream on Beacon.
Campaign 4, perhaps.
Yeah, probably.
Their own game, their own franchise,
Yep.
the entire thing, just Critical Role,
Just Critical Role.
Foundation,
Yeah.
Empire, whatever.
Yep.
CRE, Critical Role Empire, like JRE.
One other thing that I want to say is give a shout out to at WildWolf28. Thanks for reaching out and giving us that question about the Odahan's backpack and
Yeah.
who should use it.
They still haven't talked about it.
I haven't touched it. Nope.
It's just in the hole, right?
Yeah, it's just in the hole.
I mean, I say give it to
Maybe.
Orm if he can, but I think we said that in the comments too.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I just wanted to throw that out there. Oh, and then one other thing before we get started too, we talked about the live show is next Saturday, so there won't be a Bell's Hells campaign 3 this week. They're doing the Menagerie. The live show will be broadcast on June 20th. That's the 21st for us. And then the other thing is we have the release date for Legend of Vox Machina season 3, October 3rd. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they dropped a Twitter picture. They're currently or have been or are in the process of doing the voice recording for Mighty Nine.
Yeah, of course they are. I mean,
yeah. That means, you know what that means though? That means the animation's done.
That's pretty huge.
That's cool, dude. That's really cool.
I mean, it's great for them to take their week off once a month.
I've said this unabashedly. The Mighty Nine out of the 3 is my favorite group. It's my favorite. I loved Campaign 2 was better than 1 and 3 for me. I like the ensemble better. I like
agreed. Yep.
It was just way more fun.
The way it works out, which you said many times before, the first campaign was like, oh, we didn't know it was going to turn into a phenomenal fucking thing.
Right.
Second campaign, let's do something different, but it actually it turns out to be like their id, not their ego.
Yeah. Right.
And then third campaign is like, oh, well, I guess we got to do something a little bit
do
different
something
still,
weird. Yep.
You know, but it's not necessarily their ego or their id. It's just some different character. You know, so you can really connect with those characters, especially with their individual arcs, which is something Campaign 3 doesn't have, is individual arcs. They're all kind of bunched together, which a lot of people complain about. I'm not complaining about it. I think it's fine.
Nope.
But
yeah. Not at all. Hey, let's do some rollies.
All right, man. This might not take very long because I don't have a lot of rollies. Oh shit!
I got a couple of little things to say.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do another before rollies. I haven't pushed the rollies button yet. I'm gonna be honest with you. This episode, I got through the first half. They had the battle, and then they had a little bit after the battle, and then they're just exploring a little bit further, and then farther rather. You can say it both, I guess. And then there was a perception check for what's his name, little guy, Pate. Thank you. And then he was like, and we're going to take a break right here. And it's like, okay, not a huge thing. It's just like, we're going to come back to see what... And then they continue on with a little bit more diving deeper in there. And I got to be honest, when I'm sitting there, I'm not watching anything else. I'm not playing a game on my other device. I'm not Charlie Day. I'm not Marisha Ray. I'm not putting strings together. There's lots of information there, but I'm not doing it until they give me more, you know? So I'm sitting back just kind of listening, being like, okay, just kind of waiting until something happens.
Yeah, they were there was some legit spooky stuff going on there.
Sure.
That paused them a little bit, caused them some hesitation. They weren't fully diving in head first. And I think at one point Chet or Travis was even like, fuck this, I'm going in, and he charged straight in, and then I did some crazy stuff happen. But yeah, they were definitely very hesitant. And that, I think, that slowed the...
Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? Again? God damn, this is annoying, folks. No worries. We're just going to end this phone call and start another one again. There he is. Look, see how fast that is? That turnaround is quick. Just got to deal with it until things change, you know?
Yep. That's annoying.
We're live, so fuck it. Don't worry, I can fill up 4 seconds of blank air.
I might give a little delete all my accounts and start over again. We'll see.
Whatever works, you know. Hey, my level's still there, your level's still there, so we're good.
That's good. Okay, we're getting some. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. It is what it is.
We're still doing
as long
good.
as it turns. Yeah, as long as it turns around. So, hey,
so
shall we?
To bookend that, the first time that I went like, oh, because I'm listening to this thing, I'm just like sipping and I'm just listening, I'm watching, and then the first thing that really got me was they were like, okay, so these people on these chains, they're meaty. And that's when I engaged like fully. All the other stuff was just kind of like detail here, detail there. Not a ton of information unless I'm missing a ton. But I'm not Charlie Day, not Marisha Ray. I'm not doing that. And they were like, oh, it's meaty. And my first thought was, are they meaty but old, or are they meaty and new and then they had me engaged. And I think that was like the last 35 or 40 minutes of this episode. That's when I was like, oh, there we go, gripped me.
Right.
So all the stuff before that, I mean, hey man, if you've got theories, you know how I don't like to do that.
I've got a couple of ideas about what might be happening, but not much. Chained Oblivion keeps popping up. I mean, there were literal chains, and he said, Matt, in one of his descriptions, said the word Oblivion. This is a grand demon of loathing. I don't know. There's a lot of wait and find out.
Yeah, and it's Aor, so it's like
yeah.
You know, there's like ancient history, and then also gods, and there's just so much going on here. So at this point, I throw my hands up and say, I have no idea. I just need the next episode so I
We're
can
just
going to
find
questions.
out.
Yep.
And a live show isn't going to get deep into lore. There's going to be some shock and awe moments, and there'll be, you know, some stuff like that. But they're going to be, they tend to be, if history is anything, the live show is going to be a lot of ridiculousness. They tend to get the drama queens, and all of them tend to come out, so they start showing off a little bit, and you absolutely have every right to. But it's not probably going to be super lore heavy, and we're probably not going to get an answer to a bunch of questions. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I do remember there was one live episode. I don't remember which campaign it was, but it was a little bit kind of disappointing. And I think Matthew said it like right off the hop, like at the end of the episode. He's like, yeah, well, sorry there was no combat. Sorry there was none of this. It was just a bunch of lore and stuff. I think that was campaign 2. And, you know, and it was a fine episode, but it was just, you know, nothing really happened in the live episode. And I was like, well, shit, I'm not going to rewatch that one because I don't need to. Yeah. But, like, at this point, what happened at the very end, if you haven't figured it out by now, all fucking spoilers. The very end of this episode was, it wasn't the start of a battle.
No, it was Dorian's nightmare.
Yeah, Dorian seeing his brother.
Seeing Cyrus up hanging from one of the chains and told him some hard truths that he didn't want to hear.
Right. But then again, this is Dominox, who feeds off of insecurities, and like fucking when Chetney, when he had his episode earlier in the same kind of way, it was just like, oh, you have no idea what you did. It's like, wait, he may have not actually done it, but if he doesn't know what he did, it's just like blacking out when you're drunk. You're like, oh shit, did I do that? Be like, yeah. You just have to believe what other people say. You know,
that's right.
So it's not gaslighting. It's just like, I have no recollection. I'm sorry. You know. So starting right there in a live episode, is it either a battle or they're just gonna kick him out of it? Or like,
I think there'll be a little bit of who knows? We're definitely gonna find out.
Yeah, and seeing how they might shoehorn Sam into there, that's another. You know, I really don't get it, but we'll find out. We'll find out.
We'll figure it out. Shall we get into those rollies?
Sure. You're gonna lose these ones because my Ford die one by one. I got a 13.
I got a 19.
Oh boy, here comes Benny with the rigged die.
Yep, absolutely. I'm just gonna. I would like to talk about this new ability that during the battle with this tomb tapper and the cave fishers, reskinned. The minis were, mini was a tomb tapper and the cave fisher, but they not the same abilities and not the same stat block clearly. But when Laudna does her what she called void puppet.
This one?
Yeah.
Wait, is that just a knee-jerk reaction, or are you talking about the thing with the teeth in its chest, the start of the episode?
Yes, yeah, okay, the tomb tapper. And then Laudna does the void puppet, which is when she sends the Matt asked her, well, what form does your puppet take? And she's like, okay, this would be a young girl with a small child with blonde hair. It's clearly Pike, right? Yeah. With the noose around the neck. Sending around.
Well, the one used as Pike on the tree.
Yes, they're right. The Pike lookalike, which was a young kid, I guess, or
the look-a-Pike.
Right, the look-a-Pike. Hey, nice. This wasn't explained. What is void puppet? It doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Where did she get this ability from? No idea. So I did a little bit of a dive, and really this isn't really anything more than just a explanation. This was one of those things that was explained on the cooldown on Beacon.
Oh, come on.
It happened when this is the ability she got when Delilah absorbed Scream Needle, the episode in episode 96.
Okay.
When Laudna plunges the Odahan's dagger into her chest and then Delilah absorbs it, it's a reskinned, reflavored Hound of Ill Omen, but slightly more powerful.
Well done with your research, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Did it sound familiar before you did this dive?
I thought it might have been. I was like, wait, is this a new thing that a warlock gets from the Hound of Ill Omen, or the sorcerer, sorry, gets? And then I'm like, I looked it up. I'm like, no. And then I went into Reddit, and there it was.
There you go.
So all I want to do is sort of explain that, because I think it's kind of important that we recognize that some of these things are going to get explained on Beacon for the cooldowns, and some of them aren't, and we kind of need to be vigilant to figure those things out.
Yeah, see, I guess this is a very first, my first example of how I don't really like that I, I don't have the Beacon thing. Are you subscribed? Oh, for fuck's sake. What is going on? If anybody knows what's going on here, we're using Skype for this, and he's going to call me back any second now. But if anybody knows why this would be happening, he just got a new PC. Get in touch if you have any idea, because we're fairly savvy with computers, but he might not even know that we're not connected still. This is going to be unedited as well. I don't have my editing software because I redone my computer too. But it's the same old computer. It says it's connected, but clearly it's not. Bear with us, folks. I'm hanging up. Ben Greenspoon, working from home. That's his status right now. I should set my status too. Oh, there's the phone call. There she is. What happened there? That was longer than usual.
You're back? You there? I can't see you.
Yeah, hold on. You can't see me.
No.
My camera's on.
Uh-oh.
They probably changed your settings like it did mine last time.
Probably did. Well, let me give a quick little... I'm going to reboot Skype. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, why did that take so much longer that time?
Don't know. I don't know.
Because I tried calling you right back. Didn't work.
I don't know. Let me try and reboot this.
Yeah, just reboot it. Give me a call back. I'll entertain the folks. No idea why we're having these difficulties. Computers, man, they're usually just set it, forget it. I mean, look at all these Twitch streamers that you are, subscribed to and stuff. Like, I go to their page, and every day it's the same thing, right? Yeah, of course. I've done the same thing here. He has done the same thing there. Why wouldn't it just set it, forget it? Everybody does that. Nothing's really changed. So now we got to deal with this, so bear with us. We apologize.
Oh, there you are. Okay. You hear me?
So now you can see me. Yeah, I got
Yep.
you. Levels are good.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
It's
I implored
glitchy.
people to get in touch if they could have any idea whatsoever what's going on.
I'll send a thing. I'll send a request to. It's Microsoft that owns Skype now, so I can. I don't know. I don't know what I can do. Maybe it's time for a wipe and clean them out and see what happens. There we go. We look okay.
That usually happens at the beginning of a Skype call between us.
Yeah,
the little freeze,
it does a little
and then-
glitch.
yeah.
Yeah, and then it sort of refreshes itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my thing. I just want to say that like the Beacon thing is going to be annoying, but it's also going to be important to pay attention to what they're doing.
Right. Thank you for bringing me right back to it. I think what I was getting into when we lost each other was the fact that when she said that, there was no reaction, at least verbal or at least audible reaction from the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
Because like when she said that, I was like, wait, this is new. But like when
Yep.
Dorian does something new, hi Hazel, everybody's like, what? Because they saw him at a lower level before, so he's got some new tricks, etc. And then this time she says this, and everybody's just like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck did I miss that
Yeah, I know.
Beacon people maybe
I know.
got? And it's like,
Yep.
I feel a little cheated here. It's
know.
like, what is this pay to play now? I've been
Yeah,
such
it's
a such a
slightly.
stark fan for such a long time, and now you're gonna do this to me? Don't do me
Yeah,
this
you're not.
way.
You're not the only one. Everybody's sort of. It feels a bit
Transitory?
transitory. That's the word. It feels a little bit transitory that because it's like they're. It feels like they want to move in that direction where they want to get away from Twitch and YouTube, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Start their own streaming thing, you know, that
That's
can
that's I think that's the. I think that's the goal.
We love you, Hazel. We do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Another rollie?
Yeah, wait.
Or-
I didn't really yes and not really,
okay.
but I really don't have a lot of points here, so maybe it's just Rolly again. Let's just do a Rolly. Here we go.
Sure. Left-handed this time.
Hey, with a 16.
I got a 16.
Oh, what? I'm gonna roll with my
Double
Matt die.
rollies.
Double Rolly.
Left-handed again.
Infinity.
Oh, I got infinity plus 10.
Oh, you got that.
Wow, I
one
rolled
again.
19, 18, 19, 16, 18.
Yeah, look at you.
Okay, combat. Nope, done with that. Eighth level. What? Oh, yeah, down to the 8th level. That's right. This is a fun time, too. I have a timestamp for this one.
Timestamp GIF.
At 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 3 seconds.
3 hours, 3 minutes, 3 seconds.
30303. The Laudna's connection to Pate was just lost. I watched like 5 times. I went back, and I went back far. Matt didn't roll any dice. There was no movement. He didn't look at anything.
Huh.
He just looked at Marisha and said, "Your connection is lost."
Yeah.
Like there was no save for it. There was no roll for it. It was just done.
He kind of interrupted a couple of people, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like some people were talking about something, and he's like, at this moment, you lose connection with. And like,
Yeah.
it was like, what? You know?
And even weirder, they find him in the middle of the room. Like when
Wait.
Chet,
They
yeah,
found Pate in the middle of the
in
room?
the middle of the room. He would very
I
explicitly
missed that
said
both times.
He said it twice, I think.
Wow. Okay.
Very explicitly said Pate is in the middle of the room. And then when Chet and Dorian went to the doors,
Right.
is when they had to make their wisdom saves for their visions.
Right.
Now this dispel or whatever, banish or whatever this shit was, it's even weirder, right? Because like the body of Pate is still there, but the
Irresponsive?
spirit is gone. So it's like it's a little bit, I guess it makes sense because she made the skeleton bird thing, and
Rat
then
bird
the rat bird thing, yeah, and then because like when Caleb would lose Frumpkin, it would always just poof out. But
to the Fey realm and come back.
Right. This is something a little different because even when imps or anything like that, like this is a Pact of the Chain, so it's abyssal. When it gets sent back to the abyss, they poof out. They go. But this was different. It was just the connection was lost.
Yeah. But when they
It's
found
strange.
him, his body was there. Okay, so you're kind of catching me up on this. So they found his body there,
Yep.
but irresponsive, correct?
Yeah. Just there's nothing inside, and even
So it's
Laudna was sort of like, okay, whatever. It just is.
because nothing came of it.
This is when Chetney charges in, and they rush behind. There's nothing, and then Chetney smells, and it's like, oh, it's something very fiendish here.
Yeah.
So it's clearly like, it's got to be. This was sort of my point / question. It's Dominox, right? Sends this little imp. He sees invisibility, so he sends this little imp thing.
He was invisible when he went in. Yeah.
He was invisible. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I know you're there. Pff, you're gone. You're banished. Back
But
to
his
the
body's
abyss.
still there. That's the
body's
part
still there.
that's
That's right.
fucking me up.
That's right.
I wonder if she still has him.
Mm.
If his body's still there, but for some reason his soul or whatever the fuck he has is not.
I think the spirit of Pate just sort of inhabits that doll. I think that's sort of how they've sort of played it.
So where's his soul right now?
Back in the abyss.
Okay. And doesn't that cause problems, perhaps?
No, because that's every time she summons familiar, that's what happens. It comes from the abyss to inhabit the body of the doll.
Right, but
That's-
in the past when it's happened, doesn't the body disappear as well?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Because like if the body's still there, then the body and the soul, or whatever you might want to call it, now they're separated, right?
Has he been banished before?
I can't imagine he was. Like, who would banish that tiny little thing?
Yeah.
Like, who would waste that kind of a spell on that?
Curious.
Because like if they found
I don't
Frumpkin in
know.
there, Frumpkin's just sitting there, but just irresponsive. I
Well,
think.
no, but
I think Caleb
because
would
Frumpkin was
flip out.
the entire being of Frumpkin was that he was summoned from the Fey realm.
Right.
It and the spirit was summoned in the form of a cat.
Yeah.
And in Caleb's or Bren's childhood cat.
Yeah.
And the idea with Pate is more that she built the body and then summoned the spirit inside the body.
Okay. So the spirit should be fine. We're
Think
hoping.
so. Yeah, you'd think so.
But the body, well, who knows? I mean, shit. They got
That's
this weird
sort of
thing
my
with
thing
the,
is like
with the,
it's-
with the
why?
hells
Why
and
did
then
this
the
happen?
abyss. Yeah.
Yeah, why did this happen? Well, devils and demons, right? So the demons are abyssal and the devils are hell.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
Oh. That's how that works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
The devils inhabit the nine
Seven.
the nine hells.
9 hells?
7 hells? I thought it was 9 hells. I forget.
9 hells.
There's a lot. There's either 7 or 9.
It's not 8. We know that.
7 of 9.
7 hells, 9 hells.
And then the demons are the abyss.
9 hells, right? It's 9.
It's the 9 hells.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
think so.
7 wrong. Yeah. 9 hells. It's got to be 9. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Geez. Yeah. Okay. Was I yes ending on that?
No, not really. You can if you want to, or just jump to
Okay.
another one.
Well, yeah. I mean, everything you're saying is it's thought provoking.
I'm curious because I think the reason why I'm talking about this and I'm sort of leading to this point is that it feels like Matt was delaying the inevitable confrontation of the demon who's in the room with them, ready to go, but he's delaying it for the live show. That's sort of what it feels like to me.
It was a fairly short episode. I mean,
Mhm.
it was 4 hours.
4 hours,
It was under
yeah.
4 hours with, but
Yep.
with there's the intro, the break, and then the outro.
Yeah, but it felt like there was a lot of delay.
Which is why I kind of
Right.
zoned out a little bit,
Yeah. Yep.
'Cause I'm not going to sit there and write down all these things. Like, I'm not Ben Greenspoon. I'm not Marisha Ray. I'm not Daniel Day. I mean, there's a rhyme in there. I can't understand why people why Critical Role hasn't put that together. Well then, all right. So let me yes and with another unknown on my
Sure.
part, which happens in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
They all joked at some point. They're talking about like how they liked ray tracing. Do you remember this moment?
Yeah.
And there was a roll of d20, and then somebody said, "Oh, that's right, I cast a spell." And I'm over here in the dark as a fan who watches all these episodes, and I don't know the all the homebrew stuff,
Right.
but nor does anybody else. But nobody else seemed to react to it.
Yep.
And again, this might be my some beef with Beacon. Did I miss something on Beacon where they all know what's going on here? Or
I don't think so. I think what you're talking about is the wild magic stuff in Aor, where that if you cast the 3rd level spells, you
it gets
get
a little funny, right?
Yeah, well, you have to roll a d20, and anything above 17 on a d20, it triggers the wild magic table of Aor, which is
Okay.
then they roll a d100 and fun stuff happens. Laudna failed one in the combat, and that's why there was a fireball that exploded on her.
That's what that was. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm like, who is attacking them?
Yeah.
And then they didn't address it, so I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck just happened?
No,
So
it
I'm
was-
just like,
it
all
was-
let's
she
just keep
rolled-
watching.
She rolled like an 18 or a 19 or something like that, and then she rolled a d100, and then it was low, which is bad. So it's like the way Matt has it set up is that it's a high roll d20. You cast a 3rd level or higher spell, you have to roll a d20, high bad, and then low d100 real bad.
Right. Huh. Jeez, yeah, I forgot about that whole magical element of Aor, where
Yeah, the wild
and Essek
magic
did
thing.
say it. He's like, when we get in there, magic acts funny when you cast powerful
Yep.
stuff. I completely
Yep.
forgot that. That's on me.
So a
Yeah, but
lot
then
of those spells were like the fifth level lightning bolts, that Imogen and Dorian both cast, and then um, Dorian cast a few high level spells, a bunch of third level spells, the motivational speech and a couple of other ones. So yeah, from a metagaming, from a min max perspective, they really fucked up in that call after combat, then short rest, and lost a bunch of stuff. Just not good resource management of spells.
this has been your consensus after most situations in this
Yeah,
campaign. Just
yeah.
they're not cohesive. They're just not doing it.
It's such a carryover for me from Pathfinder, because playing Pathfinder for all those years, it's all about resource management. If you fuck up, you're facing TPK all
Right.
the time.
Yeah.
So you really got to be careful with those things.
Yeah. Because like every time they go into like a battle, it's almost always just battle. Oh, she arrived.
There's shadows. Yeah, I can see them in the background.
What was I saying? Oh, when battle starts, like I put myself in the table. It's be like, oh, battle starts. Okay, like I have no idea what this thing is. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know who's going first. Like before initiative. Oh, okay, the pressure's on. But then like when battle starts and it starts going underway, what happens before your turn informs what happens next, etc.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you just kind of fall into place and you kind of know your role and you kind of do your thing, right? But when you go first, it's like, especially as like a cleric, as they always say, it's like, why am I going first? I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hold an action, Like, what if they're not hostile, or, like I'm not going to attack this thing. We just saw it and it just seems aggressive. We don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You don't know. That's sort of that's above table stuff, right? And that's where you have to get it. It has to be. You got to be careful with those sorts of things, because it ruins the immersiveness, or it just doesn't allow you to be immersive. It doesn't ruin it. It takes it away.
Yeah.
That option, I think.
Yeah. And also, it's like, what if everybody holds their action until the other thing goes first? It's like, well, come on, man. I think Matthew was pretty clear. Like the trope that I really despise in video games, where it's like when a creature comes out, it just goes, brah! It screams for no fucking reason. I fucking despise it in video games, but it does show you that it's aggressive, so go ahead and attack it. It's fine.
Right.
So it has its use, but it's just like, what kind of intelligent creature would do this? And like a lich, one of the most intelligent undead things in existence in this realm. It comes out and it goes, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna sit back and be stoic and be like, boink, and boink, and
Very much so.
Anyway,
very much so. Matt, I think my favorite example of that was when they were in campaign 2, and they're in Pumat Souls, and the what's her name, the assassin, the ever living end. No,
that's so close.
The final end. Nope. The final countdown. Nope.
Oh, the final end was so close. The inevitable end.
The inevitable end.
Inevitable end. Well, that's the one.
When Matt's like, Caduceus, what's your armor class? It's like, whoop,
you feel
just
a
been
starch stabbing pain in your side, and that's where we're gonna end the episode. Like, what? That was terrific.
Amazing.
Terrific. And then Pumat Souls were in the battle just by default. That was fucking cool. That was really cool.
A very cool one. Hey, I got one more point. You got anything else?
Yeah, I got one, kind of one and a half, actually, mentioning Pumats. I got one from like 2 episodes ago. Let's just do another rollie.
I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna run the table here. So
no, I'm gonna win this one with a 3.
13. Okay, so I'm gonna go right to the very end.
Okay.
When Chet goes to the first door, it's not locked, not trapped, and he has to, as soon as he approaches it, he has to make the wisdom save. He sees a whole bunch of children he kills. If you watch Matt, he's reading notes.
Killed, past tense. According to the vision.
According to the vision, right. We don't know. We have no idea what it means. Yeah. Matt, I just want to say, Matt's looking at notes at that point.
Yeah. I love it when he's looking at notes. Yeah.
Clearly reading.
He did it with Dorian, too, later.
And then that was my next thing. I was just going to say. He's also, no, it's all good. No, because he's looking. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So he clearly had notes for all of them. Mm-hmm. I'm hyper curious to know, are these the insecurities?
100%.
Is that what they are?
100%.
So So what are the insecurities for the rest of them?
I want to find out. Maybe they're gonna go in like on the live one. It's like let's each person go to each one. But the thing
Right.
is, the other people don't know what they're experiencing, right?
That's right.
Because
That's
they just saw Chet going like, "What? No, no!" You know, they're like, "Chet, are
Mm-hmm.
you okay?" Just and then with Dorian, I don't think the cast really did much. You know,
No, because he didn't react. So
yeah.
we don't know
And he ended the
what's going to
episode as
happen.
well.
And that's right. That's what I'm saying. He didn't react.
Man.
I also have like a part 2 on this. Laudna tried message Cantrip, and it doesn't work.
Oh,
She tried to message him. She's like, Dorian, what are you looking at? What do you see?
oh yeah, and you hear
Or sorry,
nothing.
Chet. He does that to Chet.
Yeah, and he's like, "You hear
Laudna
nothing."
does it, and you hear nothing. Why? What does that mean? Because that's not normal.
Yeah,
That's not how that would work. My question sort of is it because it's a cantrip? What if she had used a more powerful spell? Would that have gone through? Would nothing have gone through? Does it trigger a DC at that point? Because it's a cantrip, it doesn't trigger a DC maybe.
that would inside a roll though.
Right. You'd think so. It's weird. I'm very curious why Matt said it doesn't go through.
So what it might momentarily come down to is perhaps he's on a different plane of existence for that vision,
Maybe.
because message doesn't go across planes, right?
But his body didn't go
Is
anywhere.
right there, right?
Chetty's
Yeah.
right there, and they see him reacting to something, and they can hear him.
But
so
nothing's
it's
getting through, huh?
right. Weird. So that's I'm curious what that means.
We don't know much about Dom and Nox either.
Nope.
So-
We know very, very little. That's it.
Something to keep in
that's
mind for the live show.
That's my last thing that I've got.
Okay, well then I'm gonna go in here with some Final Fantasy VI shit. All right.
Do it.
Because I'm sitting there and I'm listening to watching and listening to the episode, which is not usually what I do. I'll usually have my iPad over here, just play some mindless game while I'm listening, and then come over and watch for certain things and back up 10, 20 seconds to see what's going on, check reactions, etc. This time I was just on the phone and just watching it and listening, just because I'm losing focus because not a lot was happening until the last like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that made Final Fantasy VI such a banger of a game in the series, one of the first ones that was really reached out and grabbed new people for the future, was they used music in a way that there's like a new encounter, but if it was story based and supposed to be incredibly difficult, the music would tell you, right? So now they're in Aor, and they just have the same old music going on. So I don't feel like it's anything special. I don't know if there's like extra danger involved, and maybe that's intentional. But I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, like they're level 13 right now,
13. Yep.
and second campaign, Mighty Nine, they ended at 15 or 16.
16.
16, so they're fairly close, right?
Yep.
And being in Aor, this is a place of big magics and things like that. They have enough money to have some people go in there and compose some stuff to like maybe have some new stuff coming in.
You'd think so.
You'd think so, and like just as a musician, I'm just like, come on, can I hear some new stuff? Like only at the end of campaign 2, you have that metal fucking double kick stuff going on with their fight with the final boss. I won't spoil, I guess, if I don't need to.
Yep.
And it was kind of intense, and it was a little bit distracting actually, the double kick, but it was good because it was final boss music,
Totally.
But I would really like to see some incorporation of maybe some new compositions for different little parts, especially a new place that might have intense importance.
I wonder why they haven't done that. That's a good point.
I don't think they have the musical staff for it, but they do have
Maybe,
new
or
music.
maybe it's just not that big of a deal. What did Matt just record? He posted on something about he voiced a lich on something. I forget. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they just don't really care that much.
Yeah.
Maybe they're saving Maybe they're saving a big gun for the very end.
And they are quite busy. They're doing the
Yeah.
Mighty Nine. They're doing the third season. They're they're doing all kinds of
Third
stuff.
season's ready to go. They're doing the Mighty Nine now, and then the Candela stuff, and then all of their other who knows what else they've got going on.
But they're all EPs, yeah, executive producers.
Yeah.
All of them are
Yep.
EPs on
Yep.
all the shit that they're releasing. So I'm sure they're getting just bombarded
Yeah.
with, and good for them. Bombarded with work, bombarded with money. They're
Is a
sitting
good
pretty.
is a good thing. Yeah, is a good thing. There's nothing bad about this.
Yeah.
All right, dude. I'm just about ready to wrap this up. How you doing?
I'm good. Can I throw one more question out there without a
Sure.
rollie? In the 2 episodes ago, I believe, Pumats, they met the Pumats, which was really charming. The Pumats were made of snow.
Yeah, that's what simulacrums are made of.
Period. Across the board.
Period. Yep. I mean, I
Oh.
guess you could flavor it any way you want, but that's sort of what a simulacrum does. Is like it's made of snow, ice, whatever.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's just in the books.
That's just mechanically how it works.
Okay.
I suppose if you really wanted to, you could flavor it however you wanted. If you lived in, say, in Marquette and you wanted to
Sand.
it is sand. If you lived in Rexingtrum, it could be water. If you lived in the ocean, it could be water, I guess, as well, or who the fuck knows, right?
Getting quite creative over here.
Yeah, earth,
If you're-
water, fire.
Should buy some volcano. Maybe it's ash. Who knows?
Hmm.
Huh. Anyway, I felt like that was the first time I'd heard that. Is that
Mm.
true?
Yeah, it's sort of a thing that's the simulacrum spell.
Oh yeah,
Is-
so he made us out of snow, and and well, Prime's not quite here right now.
I don't know why that's his Canadian accent, but
It's a very
all right. Well, my slate is cleared with that one.
cool.
Yeah, all ready for. I guess. Yeah, we won't have an episode in 2 weeks.
We won't have some. My brain is just like, if I go on Reddit next weekend, it'll be filled with spoilers, and I don't want to do that to myself, but I'm pretty sure I will.
Right. Because like you have less of a problem with spoilers than I do, which
Yeah,
has
I
been
do.
wildly clear.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm not
mind
coming-
spoilers whatsoever, but
I'm
yeah, they-
such a stickler. Oh man,
I don't care. It
That's
doesn't. The
nuts.
spoilers don't bother me one little bit.
That's insane to me. Because like, so they're gonna do it this weekend. Sorry,
Yeah, this
Yeah.
weekend.
I'm getting my fucking dates all mixed up.
It's all good.
So they'll do it this weekend, but we won't get it even as subscribers until
No.
next Friday for us next week.
Next Thursday, yeah, the 20th is
They're
when the
doing
release.
Menagerie this week, so we have
That's
nothing
right.
to say about that.
Yep.
That's just
Yep.
beta stuff, right?
That's right.
Not beta type, but beta testing.
Mhm.
So yeah, we will not have an episode next week, is what
Nope.
we're saying to y'all.
That's what
right
we're
now. Yeah. That's kind of in the wrap up. Geez, I guess that's on me, right? Unless you say something else. Hey, folks, that's it for us. Let's go back and let me start this wrap up again. So yeah, no episode next Tuesday. I'm gonna use that time to put another drum lesson in there or something like that. Maybe. Oh, geez, that just opens all kinds of stuff up.
Ooh, possibilities.
Yeah, transitory situation for both of us right now. Ben's all busy. I'm all busy switching jobs and whatnot. Yeah, so shit. Yeah, so after the live episode, I mean, get in touch down here. All the stuff we said today, and there were a couple of things where we had questions about.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, uncertainties about how certain things are and
Yeah.
maybe.
Whatever the
So
case.
if you, no, I was just gonna say, if you know anything, yeah, down there is the place to do it.
Yeah, the best way. You have our email and stuff like that, but nah, just get in the comments right down here. That's the best way to get in touch. Yeah, if you happen to be in the Taichung area, get in touch with me on Instagram, Dramatuka. If you want to set up some private lessons, you can also check out the kind of music that I do play to see if I'm the right teacher for you. Ben, you're damn busy. You got anything else going on? Anything to
Nope.
promote? Any charities? Any nuggets going on? That,
Nope. Nothing.
No? All right.
Nothing.
Well,
There's a cat.
is
There's a cat.
there's a slight chance, Benny. Oh, hey, look at that snowy little buddy. There's a chance still that I'm gonna come down this coming weekend. I'm looking at finances. That's kind of the thing. Because I need to make sure that I'm set for summer, So if I come down there, it's kind of like, do I get a hotel or do I come down early and then leave early? Things I got to consider. But be in touch. I'll be in touch with you on that one.
Yeah, please do.
But other than that, man, yeah, I guess we don't have an episode for 2 weeks. So, man, follow him on all socials at Ben Greenspoon. Follow me on Instagram at Drumma Tucker. I'm on Facebook too, but who does that anymore?
The olds. That's who does it.
Yeah, we might have a couple of things. I got a new band kind of forming up, but I don't think that's going to happen for another couple of months. But we do have an acoustic thing coming into fruition pretty soon for Broken String Cavalry, which is my backup band for the Shapemaster. But Sean's been busy with his new baby, so he's been unavailable. But we've been contacted because we're all fucking fantastic. So if you're in the Taichung area, stay tuned. Get in touch. Just follow me on Instagram, and all the information will be there. And I believe that's it, bud. If nothing else.
Good.
All right, let's get our shit done. Don't forget to love each other. And, man, I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks. Is it finally next Friday? Peace, everybody. We're going to miss you.
Love y'all. See you in a couple weeks.
Oh, the scroll wheel works. I love it.